Now that we have spent some time to know about the different trigonometric functions, it's time to understand the nature of these functions. Let's look at our arrow of trigonometry. We assume its length to be 1 and the angle between the arrow and the positive x-axis to be theta. So x component, which is the base, becomes cos theta, and y component, which is the perpendicular, becomes sin theta. Let's look at value of trigonometric ratio as theta changes. When the arrow of trigonometry coincides with the x-axis, the angle is 0 and the base is same as hypotenuse. Hence cos theta will be 1. Its value decreases to 0 on increasing theta and further decreases to its lowest value of -1. After that, its value increases to 0 and then finally becomes 1 after one complete rotation of the arrow of trigonometry. It decreases in first and second quadrant and increases in the third and fourth quadrant. Sin theta starts from 0 as perpendicular length is 0 at theta equal to 0. It increases to 1 and then decreases to 0, finally reaching -1, and again increases to reach back to 0. We see that the value of cos theta and sin theta varies between -1 and 1. We can derive the value of tan theta from the values of sin and cos theta. The value of tan theta is 0 for theta equal to 0. Its value increases in the first quadrant and becomes extremely large near pi by 2 as the base length, that is the denominator, becomes 0 for this angle. An extremely large quantity is denoted by this sign, which is also called infinity. As the angle transits from the first quadrant to the second, the sign of cos changes from positive to negative, whereas the sign of sin theta remains positive. Hence, the value of tan theta becomes -infinity near pi by 2 in the second quadrant. It increases passing through 0 and then again becomes infinity near 3 pi by 2. In fourth quadrant, its value is -infinity near 3 pi by 2 and it reaches back to 0 at theta equal to 0. Similarly, we can draw the graph of cot theta, which is just inverse of tan theta. So when tan has a value of infinity, cot becomes 0, and when tan is 0, cot becomes infinity. Similarly, when tan is increasing, its inverse cot is decreasing, and vice versa. We can infer that tan and cot can take any value of a real number ranging from -infinity to +infinity. Similarly, cosec is reciprocal of sine. So it will start from infinity as sin theta is 0 at theta equal to 0, then it decreases, becomes 1 at theta equal to pi by 2 and increases to infinity near theta equal to pi. In third quadrant, its value is -infinity and then it increases to -1 and then decreases to reach back to -infinity. Same way, we can plot the graph of sec theta, which is reciprocal of cos theta. Value of sec theta and cos theta cannot lie between -1 and 1. From the above analysis, we can also find the signs of trigonometric ratios in different quadrants. Hypotenuse, which is magnitude of our rotating vector, is always positive. In the first quadrant, we see that both perpendicular and base, that is the y component and x component, are positive. So all the ratios are positive. In second quadrant, only perpendicular is positive. So only sine, that is p by h, and cosec, which is h by p, are positive. In third quadrant, we see that both perpendicular and base are negative. So only tan and cot are positive here. As our rotating arrow goes in the fourth quadrant, only base is positive, leaving cos and sec as only positive ratio in this quadrant. So if a problem asks you to find the sign of ratio for an angle, we first need to locate in which quadrant it lies and then find the sign of x and y component in that quadrant. and finally put these values in the trigonometric relations to get the sine of the function. Hence, for 5 pi by 4 or 225 degrees, which lies between pi and 3 pi by 2, that is the third quadrant, both p and b are negative. So, the value of tan 5 pi by 4 and cot 5 pi by 4 will be positive, while all other trigonometric ratios will be negative for this angle. It's quite easy, isn't it? Now let's try to find out another property from the graph of these trigonometric functions. If we glance over the graphs for a longer range of theta, say 0 to 4 pi, we find that all of them start repeating after a period. For instance, take example of sine theta. If we cut a range of 2 pi starting from any angle and keep pasting it one after another, we will get the whole graph. That's because the value of sine of an angle and its nature is same for 2 pi plus that angle. Similarly, sec and cosec also start repeating after 2 pi radians, whereas tan and cot starts repeating after pi radians. Using this concept, we can find the values of these ratios at different angles. We take the angle 5 pi by 4 again and find the value of tan 5 pi by 4. Now, as we know the value of tan theta repeats after pi radian, this should be equal to tan theta plus pi. Let's take another example. Suppose we have to find the value of sine 13 pi by 6. What we will do? We earlier concluded that the value of sine repeats after 2 pi radians. So we can write sine of 2 pi plus theta is equal to sine theta. Now 13 pi by 6 is equal to 2 pi plus pi by 6. So sine 13 pi by 6 is equal to sine 2 pi plus pi by 6, which in turn becomes equal to value of sine pi by 6, that is half. We have learned multiple concepts in this video. We will summarize them here.